Lend me your ear. I got something you need to hear. Turn the volume up so it's loud and clear. A podcast where we talk about politics and culture, unscripted, no limits. Like a 504 soldier, we're not pretenders, ain't no agendas. Our only plan is to keep it 100 and do it for the fam. Yeah. What up, what up, what up?
What's going on?
I'm 6 Mil, keeping it trill.
It's your boy KG.
Welcome to episode 32 of For the Fam podcast. No, it's the Magic Johnson episode.
Oh, so check it out. I had like 2 or 3 different ones. I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But then I said, no, I'm just gonna break it down and be like, this the Magic episode.
Thank you.
I had Magic, Shaq, Jim Brown, and then the brother that wore 32, the first black player for the Yankees, wore number 32. I don't drew a blank on his name, but no, it's the Magic episode.
Oh, all right. So in LA, Shaq was 34.
Mm-hmm.
In Orlando, he was 32.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when he got to the Heat, he was 32 again, but he was a shell of himself. So
he's still terrifying.
Jim Brown, ooh, that
maybe about 15 years ago.
Yeah, he got some stuff in his recent history that God bless his soul.
I say God bless his soul.
God bless his soul, but yeah, he got some stuff in his recent history that, it's the Magic episode.
Well, some in the past too, we just ignored.
Well, that part too. So yeah, we gonna leave it as the Magic episode. No diss to Shaq or Jim Brown because they are icons and legends in their own right. So what we gonna get into today, bro?
So today we're gonna talk about cryptocurrency, or as I like to call it, funny money.
I have been wanting to talk about this for a very long time. I just kind of want to get some understanding for my own edification.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and I've been trying, not that I'm like trying to invest, but I've been trying to like just figure out like what is crypto? How does it retain value? Can you use it at the grocery store? These are all like questions that I've had, and like, what's the pitfalls?
So, as I told you on the phone the other day, I knew enough of cryptocurrency over the years, just enough to be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I first walked into a gas station, I can't remember where I was. I saw a crypto machine where you can add Bitcoin. I was like, what? Why would I ever invest in cryptocurrency when I can input money at a gas station? Now, I know there's ATMs at the gas station, but it's your money.
Right.
What I'm going to do, walk in and add $10,000 to Bitcoin at the gas station?
Yeah. So where you want to begin, bro? You want to just like get a basic understanding of what crypto is, or you want to talk about how it's transferred into currency? Where you want to begin with this?
Cryptocurrency, nobody really knows who started it. I mean, it's, what was the name that they used? I'll find it. I can't remember the name, but it started back in October of 2008.
Okay.
Is when it started off. And cryptocurrency, well, Bitcoin specifically,
right,
was started to peer-to-peer exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So banks couldn't regulate it.
Mm-hmm.
Banks couldn't print more of it, or make more of it, because the reason they did that is so it wouldn't increase inflation. Because you know as well as I do, when the government gets involved, spoiler alert, that's when inflation happens and so on and so forth.
So, excuse me. So to answer my main question, which is how does crypto actually become cash, whether it's USD or Euro or whatever other currency, whatever country you in. So what they do to turn crypto into cash, most people use a digital marketplace called decentralized exchange, like Coinbase, Binance, which that dude just got freaking pardoned, a straight crook. That's another story. Or Kraken. This is the digital stock market or a highly secure currency exchange. They, those are the main ones you can use to convert your crypto into hard cash, I guess, for lack of a better term. So to make it real, if you were at the grocery store, like we were just discussing, what you would do is you would have a link to your account, and you hit withdraw, and the exchange sends that cryptocurrency via your bank to a standard transfer, sort of like a wire transfer. So that's how you can technically use your cryptocurrency to shop, to buy things. So that was something that I found interesting. And also they have like crypto debit cards, which depends on the vendor. I mean, they're not readily available for everyone, and I don't think everyone accepts them at this point. But you can work with like a Visa or a MasterCard, and excuse me, what they would do is just like when you swipe your debit card or your check card, they would just deduct that cryptocurrency, and there you have it.
One of the biggest issues with crypto is it's not FDIC insured.
Nope.
As of yet. So if you have, I don't know, let's say 10 Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
the company goes bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
You're screwed.
You're done. Your money's
no doubt.
It's like that guy that had that hard drive that he threw out by accident. And he has been suing, I think it's Jersey or New York. He's been suing the state for over a decade now, trying to search the landfills with drones and other things to try to find it because it's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He threw, first and foremost, what were you doing that you threw out a hard drive?
Right. Which they always say that if you're going to throw it out, you're supposed to damage it so no one can use it.
Right.
You don't just throw out a hard drive.
Yeah, but all his keys were in there.
Yeah.
For the passwords and everything to get in. So that's one downfall of it.
Mm-hmm.
Another downfall of cryptocurrency is that the technology itself is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. But the industry, since it's not regulated, it's a place for scammers.
Correct. And you hit the nail on the head when you just mentioned passwords. If you forget your password, you're locked out of your account forever.
Yeah, you're done.
Good luck getting your cryptocurrency back. There's no one to call, no IT to call and say, hey, I accidentally locked myself out. Can you? Nope, money gone. Just like that. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. And because it's not FDIC insured, you just ass out at that point, which is, I guess we'll get into that. we'll get into all of the pitfalls as we go along. But here's another thing about crypto to reference, and we'll get into this as we go along also. Previous podcast, how do we assign value?
I think about that so often.
Yeah.
Like if you mention a subject and I start like just doing some basic research, I immediately get angry in my head and I go, who said this is worth $200 million?
And that's the thing with crypto. It's only valuable because the next man wants to buy it for that amount. If the next man tells you that your cryptocurrency isn't worth shit, then your cryptocurrency isn't worth, regardless of how much you paid for it. If the next man that you want to trade with is not willing to pay that price, then that's just money gone.
And it's also based on who you can get. Because if you got the money, if you've already committed the grift and you've got the money,
good word for it.
You and I both know all you have to do is call up. And look, no disrespect to this brother. Here's Steph, here's $8 million for a commercial. Hey, Katy Perry, here's $20 million. Hey, Tom Brady, Larry David. If you are someone who is so entrenched in a celebrity, and that's the thing too. I saw a quote where it says, the problem with us is that we believe that because someone's good at one thing, that they're good at everything. And just because Tom Brady can throw touchdowns, that he knows about
finances.
Yeah. And in this country, we have such look no further than 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh, for sure.
DC. We have this obsession with wannabe celebrities like Sam Bankman-Fried. And so-called actual celebrities, because
no, you're absolutely right, and I think
Satoshi Nakamoto, that was the name.
Okay.
that apparently started Bitcoin, but no one knows if it's an individual or if it's a group of people.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
And no one to this day knows who invented Bitcoin.
Interesting. Yeah. But no, you're right. And I think we touched about this on a previous podcast, also going back to what you were just saying about how we equate wealth with like intelligence. And to be quite honest, they have nothing to do with each other. Some people just get lucky, just born lucky, and you're born into wealth. Doesn't mean you're intelligent. You just got lucky.
A prime example of that. And I know the movie was, just meant to be funny. Billy Madison.
Yeah. Yeah, it has
Kindergarten education, but he about to inherit all this stuff. He had to go back to school. Yeah, it's funny, but if you look at it, he didn't know anything, but he was about to inherit the entire farm, basically.
Yeah. I mean, even with greatness on both sides of the aisle, a lot of these guys were born into wealth. A very small percentage of them actually pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, as they tell everyone else else to do,
as they tell black people to do,
or that. Right? But yeah, a lot of these guys were actually born into wealth, which is why they're so out of touch with reality.
The only thing that they're in touch with when it comes to, like, with cryptocurrency, for example, these people are not smart enough to hold the market down and hold their own when there's a new, Burger King came along, or this place came along to challenge these other places. But what these crypto guys do is they start lobbying politicians to raise fines and ask for more regulation, because they can afford the fines. They can afford the expansion. So when these fines and these regulations change, it pushes the little guy out. The guy that's sitting in his garage trying to start his own cryptocurrency and doing well. People like Sam Bankman-Fried throw $60 million towards Washington, D.C. to put regulations in that put the guy in the garage out of business. Last time I heard, that's like anti-capitalist. Crush the little man. Look, we don't really care for Jeff Bezos nowadays. But what would have happened if somebody would have came along and crushed him when he was in that garage trying to build up Amazon?
Right. 100%, bro.
Actually, the world might be a better place, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah. So let's talk about meme coins, or celebrity tokens, as they like to call them.
The ultimate grift.
The ultimate grift. And it's the grift is so apparent, right? It's so in our face. And let's take the Trump coin.
But let me say this. Dogecoin was created in 2013 as a joke. It was literally made as a joke.
I thought it was a joke, bro. You can actually trade Doge coins. I thought it was a joke.
With the dog, like the mascot was that dog.
Oh, wow, interesting. Yep. Yeah. So this is how we were just talking about a guy in his garage trying to start his own crypto coin or whatever. So this is how they make their money, right? Because you make all of your money on the front end. So let's say, let's keep it at Trump. Forget it. Let's just keep it at Trump, right? And I think when Trump launched his meme coin, I think it was selling at like 73 or something like that dollars a coin. And I think that was like its peak value. And he gets to keep a percentage, right? He buys a percentage and then he sells a percentage.
We had a $10 billion value at one point, total.
So here's where the grift comes in. He is never in jeopardy of losing money because he's selling them at that price. So now, if it falls, if the value of that coin falls, which it has, if you purchase Trump coins, you're out of luck. But he's already made his money on the front end during the sale. So when you purchase, if you purchase 10 of them, you just spent $730. Now they're worth $2 a coin. So now look how much money you've wasted on your Trump coins. And I'm not kidding, they are only worth like $2 a coin now.
These meme coins are like selling cars to people, shipping them to their homes with no engines. You paid me $90,000 for this Hellcat, and then it arrives in your driveway with no engine. Yeah, you got it. But it don't work. It ain't work for them.
It's like you always say, it's funny money.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the difference between trading stocks and trading crypto coins, right? I mean, like, you can watch the market and see, oh, this stock is tanking, I need to get rid of it. When it comes to crypto, and you're insured, right?
Yeah.
You're insured and it's regulated, and people can't drive up the price of stock. Well, technically, people can't drive up
until 2 years ago.
Right. Technically, people couldn't drive up the price of stocks just to make it valuable and then dump it, which they call a pump and dump. You used to couldn't do that, but now, we live in a lawless society where, anyway, yeah, with crypto, there's no one monitoring that.
Nope.
So Trump can, at its initial release, my coin is this, my coin is that, my coin is going to trade at X, Y, and Z. And then a year later, his coin is basically worthless. But he's already profited off the initial launch. And now you're just stuck holding the bag, hoping one day this coin becomes valuable again, which it probably won't, right?
The Trump coin was basically political brand loyalty. That's pretty much all it was. I'm Donald Trump. You support me. Go ahead, buy my coin. And it launched 2 days before his inauguration.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when they launched it, I remember like what I'm doing right now, rubbing my eyes, thinking to myself, people aren't this stupid. There's no way. Because even if I supported him, I would have saw that and went, who the hell would buy that shit? Even if I supported him.
Who wants a Trump phone? Who wants those ugly gold tennis shoes that are probably, you paid $400, they're worthless.
So what's funny with the gold shit is that you and I both know, because he's been around all over TV and all that shit basically our whole lives. He's always had a passion for gaudy, ugly things.
Just so tacky.
Always. I mean, I can remember the gold toilets.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Yeah.
And it was always tacky.
Have you ever owned a pair of gold shoes? Not just tennis shoes, just shoes in general.
No, and there's only one man who should be allowed. Maybe two. And that's Michael Johnson and Usain Bolt. That's it. And Michael Johnson broke the world record and won a gold medal in them damn shoes, and that should have stopped right there.
Man, bro, it's nuts, bro. And let's talk about the Melania coin, right? Because this is another. Basically, I'm going to make my money at the launch, and now her coins are selling at basically 2 cents. 2 cents.
Well, it wasn't designed for long-term value. It was designed, as you said,
to grift.
Let's make this money on the front end.
Yep.
And then we go from there.
Yep. It's all a grift. So be cautious, y'all. Be cautious investing in this crypto. It's really an unstable market. And like I was saying earlier, it all depends on how much someone else is willing to pay you for it. It really has no value unless other people is willing to spend and trade with you. It's kind of like Pokemon cards, right? Mm-hmm. To you and I, a Pokemon card don't mean anything. But I guess to people, when they, oh man, yeah, that's a valuable card. It's just like, hey, do what you will. You know what I'm saying? But proceed with caution, extreme caution.
Especially now, because now with regulations, because of the Clarity Act, which is the know your customer rule, you're going to have to start handing over your social security number and your ID to deal with Bitcoin. That peer-to-peer, like when during the war, when Ukraine just put their crypto wallet out there and raised hundreds of millions of dollars immediately in Bitcoin to help them with the war, those days are going to be gone.
Right.
Especially in the United States.
Right.
That's it.
They are. You're right. They are currently working on legislation to try and regulate
Well,
this
no, they are.
crypto.
The Clarity Act. They absolutely.
It passed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely. And all this is Wall Street billionaires basically climbing the ladder and then pulling the ladder up.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want you to be here with us.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. Because they've already made their money in the crypto world.
It's kind of like those infomercials back in the day. Buy my book for $24.99. It'll tell you how to become a millionaire. Why would a millionaire tell you how to become a millionaire?
Right.
Like, in all honesty, why?
No, it's seriously, you're right. It's sort of like a pyramid scheme.
Why would I want you to be a millionaire too? Unless you're in my family.
Yeah.
But why would I put it out there?
The Grift is the book.
I'm going to, because if you truly wanted me to be a millionaire,
you just tell me.
And you were truly a millionaire,
you just tell me.
You would just tell me.
Yeah, you wouldn't sell it to me.
You're selling these books because you're not a damn millionaire.
Right. The Grift is the book, without a doubt.
And I'm gonna take it a step further. Our president is selling meme coin and he sold the stakes and all that stuff. Did you know why? He's not really a billionaire, only on paper. Now he.
I was about to say, now he is. He wasn't.
But
before his presidency, he wasn't. But since he's become president, he is absolutely a billionaire now because he's just been stealing from the American people.
He was valued at like 1.2 billion or something like that back in the day. And I remember people in the know were like, nah, he's probably only worth about 700 million. You know, that's just something they inflate.
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah. Now he's probably what, like a 7 billion in, something like that.
They keep passing all these stupid laws that basically stops anybody from holding them accountable.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. Every time I always think no man is above the law. What happened to that?
As you've heard me say before on this podcast, he'd let his daughter do 10 years in prison before he stepped up. This is the same man whose son is getting married today and said, I might be there. Think he'd give a damn about throwing somebody under the bus?
No, I feel you.
Bro, can you imagine?
I feel you,
telling your children,
I might
be at your wedding?
Yeah, I got something better to do.
Think about that, man.
No, that's weird, bro. But he's weird.
My kids would never, and I would be okay if my child was like, you know what, I ain't rocking with pops no more.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to this crypto?
No, we could talk about this for hours, but nah, I'm good.
All right, y'all. Like I was saying, just be cautious. You know, I wouldn't sink unless you can afford it. I wouldn't sink large chunks of money into Bitcoin. If you got money that you want to invest into the market, do it the traditional way. Get you some stocks, some bonds. It's much safer, it's regulated, and it's insured to a certain degree. You know, you won't get everything back, but they can't just basically take your money and you're stuck with your hands up. You know, you can't get robbed. So just be cautious. Be cautious with crypto. Do your research. Ask a financial planner, a financial advisor before you invest large amounts of money into it. All right, cool. We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna move right into our current events. You got a current event you want to talk about, bro? There are so many. I know. Is we haven't recorded because you were on vacation. We didn't record last weekend. Now it feels like some of these stories are old news, but just go for it, bro.
Go ahead, because I'm deciding. Because I had 2 RARTs and 2 current events that were the same damn thing.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do.
All right. Well, you know, one I think we'll probably have some back and forth on, as we did earlier this week. So first, I want to talk about these jets crashing in Idaho at this air show.
Oh yeah.
Thank God that there were no fatalities, but that's $136 million gone down the drain for an air show. Something that does not need to happen. $136 million. When do we start holding the government accountable for wasting our money. 2 planes, 136 million, just gone, poof, just like that. And it's crazy. You've probably heard the flyovers today from the Blue Angels.
Oh, yeah.
And all I'm thinking is, how much money are we wasting with this?
As you get older, you start to realize, like, how beneficial.
It's cool to see,
Yeah, it is.
but you're like,
is it
man,
necessary?
yeah,
Is it necessary?
yeah. How much money did we just waste with these pilots? And then you throw in the risk of the crash, and we lose fighter jets.
And pilot, can you imagine? Well, yeah, your son was doing a aerial maneuver at an air show, and now he's dead. Really?
Yeah. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about, but I also want to talk about the 1,700,776,000, whatever it is, the 1776 slush fund that, oh my God, that Trump is trying to steal from the American people with no real rhyme or reason to it. It's just a theft. It's just a straight up theft. A fund that he just created out of thin air
In order to drop the $10 million suit.
$10 billion
I'm sorry, $10 billion
lawsuit, which in itself is crazy. I just can't go and claim because you did this to me, you cost me $10 billion. Where's your proof? Where's your evidence that this cost you $10 billion? That's first and foremost. You just can't pick a number out of thin air because they release your taxes and say this cost you $10 billion. You got to prove that. That's first and foremost. But where are you getting this number from? 1,776 billion.
You know where.
Oh, I know. I know.
It took me 2 days to go.
Can you be more obvious with your racist dog whistle?
It took me 2 days. And one day I was reading an article and I saw, wait a minute. Because I was so angry about it.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I'm like, boy, this fake patriotism in this country.
Man, it's nuts, bro. And that's all it is. How can I get the American people to get behind this? Oh, 1776. They'll support it. Let's go. It's about patriotism. Knock it off, dude. Knock it off. I mean, seriously, bro. Seriously. And then to say, I didn't know anything about it. Bro, you came up with the 1776 because that's exactly something that you would do.
Either him or Stephen Miller.
Yeah. You're a cornball, and that's your MO. You came up with the 1776, bro. Knock it off. You didn't know anything about it. Knock it off. That has you all over it. And again, you're just picking a number out of thin air. Before the court awards you a settlement like this, you have to show that it's probable.
And it's not going to happen, by the way.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that money.
Yeah. It's not. Hey, you know what's crazy, bro? What was it was it a $50,000 signing bonus they said ICE was getting or something like that?
Yeah.
You know them fools didn't get that money, bro.
But you know why? Because they didn't read the contracts. It was spread out over like 10 years.
Yeah.
So I'm putting my life on the line, putting my family at risk because now nobody likes us. So anybody can roll up and try to do some harm to me. And I'm doing this because I'm expecting a $50,000 check so I can pay off my bills or whatever. But let's be real. Most of these cats did it because of America. I want to support America. That's why they did it. They wanted to get out there and be as racist as fucking possible without any repercussions. You know it. I know it.
It's crazy.
So good
bro.
for their asses.
No, you're right. Good for them. You're right. Good for y'all that y'all fell for the okie doke. But at the same time, why would anyone trust anything this guy says?
Remember when he first got elected and people were saying, running the country, because I worked with a couple of cats that was like, running the country like a business is beneficial. And I remember saying back then, no, it's not. It's the worst idea ever. This is what it's like to work for him.
Correct.
What you're seeing.
You get hosed 90% of the time.
Which I will talk about in a little while. That's exactly what you get. It's what contractors have gotten.
Played. Do the work and then he don't pay you. Just get played. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right, bro. This is exactly what it's like to work for him.
Bozo, man.
And you're right. And this is exactly here's why you can't run the country like a business. First off, as a president, you are a public servant. You are supposed to work for the people, not the other way around. You're not the boss of America. You're the representative for America. No one's supposed to technically work for you. They work for the people. And every action that you do or take is supposed to be in the best interest of the people, whether they voted for you or not.
Yep.
It's irrelevant. You're supposed to do what's in the best interest of the people. And I think that's something that we've lost as Americans. Not just for the president, I think all the way through government, we've lost that very notion, the idea that you clowns work for the people. You are not the boss. You're not if you're the governor of your state, you're not the boss of that state. You work for the people. I think these guys lost that a long time ago, and it's all about the title and the entitlement that comes along with being elected. And I think that's something we really need to get back to is, hey, you're a public servant. You work for us. We tell you what to do, not the other way around.
As sad as this is, something happens to you and you pass on, there'll be a replacement in there'll be a replacement in that office within, especially, hell, we saw with JFK and Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson was being sworn in as the body was being flown back to D.C.
Facts.
The first lady was standing behind him with blood on her damn dress.
Facts. You are not bigger than the country.
Which tells you, you are a figurehead. You have been elected, as much as we hate the fact that you have been elected.
Right.
You've been elected. Doesn't make you the boss.
Correct.
It's why companies have boards of directors. CEO is a figurehead to do what's best for the company. Guess what, CEO? If you lose the company $20 million, you are fired.
Yep, you get fired.
But in this country, with politics, we have made it where it's so difficult to recall somebody, and it shouldn't be that way.
It really
should be extremely. Now, yes, you should have to go through certain little things, because if that's the case,
sure, you need guardrails.
We'll be recalling every damn body.
Correct.
You know,
correct. But when it's blatant, like it's been blatant in 1.5 terms,
and in half a term here in Indiana.
Facts. Yeah, a lot of these guys should be losing their positions. A lot of them. Get out of here. He's literally just like destroyed the emoluments clause. Destroyed it. No other president in history has profited like this clown off of being president. None.
Remember how mad people got when Obama was making money off book sales?
Yeah. Dude, Jimmy Carter sold his peanut farm.
Yeah. George Bush got out of his ownership with the Rangers.
I was just about to say that. Yes, he had to sell his portion of the Texas Rangers.
And people don't realize, like, George Bush is a baseball man.
Yeah, he played college ball, didn't he?
And he stepped away like, I can't do that anymore. Because I'm about to be president.
Yeah. And anyway, bro, those are my current events that I wanted to discuss.
So I don't know if you've heard about this. So there's a lawsuit currently going right now over the Black Doctor Registry or Directory. So there is a dermatologist in Colorado. His name is Travis Morrell. He is basically funded by Do Not Harm, which is a conservative nonprofit. And they are actively against DEI and other initiatives in healthcare. So there is a website that was started basically for Black folks to find Black doctors, right? So instead of him using one of the 50,000 other platforms where he is listed as a doctor, where people can find him, he files a lawsuit because he applied to be on the website and they denied him because he was white, right? So there's currently a lawsuit to shut the website down. And they're using the Civil Rights Act of 1866. Now, here's what's funny about that. Last time I checked, the Civil Rights Act of 1866 was put into law, and it took another, 99 years for that Civil Rights Act to even be enforced?
Pretty much.
But a white man got it to be enacted at the snap of a finger.
Well,
so, and this is part of a broader strategy. So last year they filed, remember the ladies that had the nonprofit and they were looking to hand $20,000 to Black entrepreneurs? Black women? This is the same group that's doing the same thing.
Okay.
Now, you and I both know that if you're white, you could go to an HBCU.
Sure.
And I mentioned 2-3 weeks ago, you can even win homecoming king. You can win homecoming queen at an HBCU. Nobody's stopping white folks from doing that. But to stop someone, a group of people, marginalized people, who make up such a small portion of this country, we make up 13%. Black physicians, 4% of the medical field.
Right.
And you're attacking a website where it's only 4% of the medical field on here. And it's not because you want to be included. It's not because you're looking for Black patients.
Right.
It's because you want that marginalized community to stay where it is.
Correct.
And you know what's crazy? They'll win that loss. They'll win it. Well, no, I'm sorry. They'll lose it. They'll appeal to the Supreme Court, and then they'll win it 6-3.
Yep, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Are you familiar with the shenanigans going on in the ELCC?
Oh God, yes.
I mean, they're actively campaigning for white men to file claims that they've been discriminated against. I'm using air quotes, y'all. Discriminated against because they don't get a position at their job. Maybe you just weren't the best candidate. You know, it used to be really hard to win a discrimination case. I mean, the bias had to be really, really, really biased. I'm sorry, the bias had to be really implicit, really blatant. I mean, you damn near had to have a letter saying, hey, we intended to keep such and such out of this job because they're white or because they're Black or whatever the case may be. Throw in whatever ethnic group you want. The EOCC is basically putting out a bat signal. Hey, white men, hey, holler at us.
Yeah.
If you didn't get a promotion and you think it was because DEI, holler at us.
And you know what's funny? None of this is new as far as what's happening. Anytime throughout history, Black folks have made any strides, white men have come along and knocked them back down 3 or 4 pegs.
It's crazy, bro.
Anytime throughout history where white men have felt that they have lost any traction, they have come along and completely derailed what was happening in that era.
But they'll tell you that we don't need DEI initiatives and we don't need affirmative action. They'll tell you all of that silly mess. It's like, your actions are the very reason why these programs were created, because you do everything within your power to keep us locked out of success.
Now, and I won't say this publicly. I've said it privately. Obviously, diversity, equity, and inclusion is not just Black folks, but it has been tattooed on us.
Correct.
And I used to we've said it a couple times on here, you do realize this includes your wives, white women.
Correct.
And then I took 5 steps back and I said, oh, they already know that.
They just don't care.
Because they don't give a fuck either.
Yeah.
They'd much rather have their wives at home.
Yeah.
Cooking their dinners.
Yeah.
And if they do have a job, you better get off at 4 o'clock and be home making my dinner. Because I'm incapable of being, not a man, a fucking adult. Because adults know that they have to eat, whether their wife or their husband or whoever is home or not.
I'm going to get into that in my word. I'm going to get into that.
Like that. And we've talked about it way back when we first started. Bro, if I had an off day And my wife came home, and I've been through this. I'm saying I'm speaking from, and there was no plan on what we were doing for dinner, or food wasn't on the table. I was gonna hear it,
Right.
and that didn't make me less of a man. We are a unit. I've been to work all day. You were off today. All you did was vacuum the floor, and you ain't make no dinner.
All right, let's table that, because that's exactly what my rart is about. So, okay, I guess we're not going to table it. We're just going to roll right into it.
Yeah.
So, my rant about a random topic for this week is about gender roles. To piggyback on what my brother was just saying.
By the way, guys, I didn't know he was doing this. So there's
No.
complete
This is
coincidence.
yeah. As I'm sitting here listening to it, I'm like, oh wow, because my rart is about exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, my rart is about gender roles. Now, to make this a little bit personal, my children are adults. They've left the nest. It's just my wife and I here. I work a full-time job. My wife works a full-time job. To go with what you were just saying, how would I look as a man saying, I'm not washing dishes, I'm not cooking, I'm not vacuuming the floor, I'm not sweeping the floor? That's your job. Oh, and you need to go work and do all of that. And I'm going to just sit here and chill and wait on you to come home and cook and clean and wash the dishes. And I'll cut the grass, I'll take out the trash, but you need to do X, Y, and Z. It doesn't make sense, bro. It's not manly. It's actually pretty childish. It's actually immature. Grow up. What I think is going to happen if that's the way that you carry, and wait, let me backtrack. Let me say this, because I don't want to meddle in anyone's relationship. What goes on behind closed doors in another relationship, that's y'all business. And if that's how y'all operate, cool. That's how y'all operate. But for most people, that's not the reality. As a man, you need to help out whenever and wherever. It's not about being a simp. It's just about doing what needs to be done. I wash dishes. I vacuum. I cook on my off days. You know what I'm saying? I clean. I do chores around the house because it needs to be done. Because I can't expect her to come home from her job and do all of that and then, like the song say from back in the day, be Superwoman. You want me to do all of that and have some intimacy time at the end of the night too? Well, I'm not a psychic, but I predict that you're not going to be married very long if that's your outlook.
Straight get the middle finger.
Yeah, it's just like let's get out of these societal norms. Times have changed. This that's over. It's different if your wife is a stay-at-home wife, not even a stay-at-home mom, right? Because stay-at-home mom is something different. If you're changing diapers and doing and all of that kind of stuff, that's even a stressful day. If your wife doesn't work at all, then yeah, I guess you could kind of say, hey, baby, when I come home from work, the house should be clean. You should have something cooked. If she stays at home all day, but if she's working the same way that you're working, man, get real. Grow up. Get out of this gender role mess. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's not me simping. That's me, in my opinion, trying to be the best partner that I can be for my wife. We got to tag team this thing, because dishes not going to wash themselves.
Hell no.
Floors not going to sweep themselves. Carpet not going to vacuum itself. We just need to team up and get this shit done, because it needs to get done. And that's the only way I look at it. I do what needs to be done. It ain't about this is a man's job or a woman's job. It's a job that needs to be done. And between the two of us, somebody got to do it. So let's just do it. And let's just knock it out and get it done. No sense in arguing about it.
I think I've mentioned before, my father did everything. Now, obviously, my mother did too. But everything my mother did around the house, my father did.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking, mopping, vacuuming, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there ain't a person we grew up with that would look at my father and say he wasn't a man.
Correct.
No one.
Correct.
So I mirrored what I saw.
Yeah.
Like, well, shoot, my pop's doing this stuff. Of course it needs to be done. And of course my mother taught me, cooking in the kitchen and this and that. But I learned from watching both of them because my father can cook.
Yeah.
So I've learned from watching both of them.
Yeah. And not only that, who wants to be in a nasty house? So you're gonna sit around and let the house be nasty and filthy?
Just throw shit in the sink until you
until your wife comes home to pick it up or clean it up. Man, that is such a childish, privileged brat type attitude to have.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it says a lot about the people that raised you too.
No, yeah, you don't want a wife. You want a mommy.
You want a servant.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something that I'm not with, man. That's all I got for my work, bro. You got to work this week?
I do. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't get a chance to dig deep into what happened overnight last night. But I don't know if you know this yet. Do you know the DOJ purged January 6th records overnight last night?
So there is no record of any of these clowns who got arrested.
They took certain things out. They omitted certain words, certain sayings. Yeah.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete.
Yeah. So they went in and hold on. Let me find so I'll give you an example. They basically went in and took out things that said attack.
Yeah.
And put in patriots.
Sure.
Entirely deleting records of convictions. Like they completely changed the scope of what happened.
Why?
Well, hell, we could talk about that forever.
Because they can get some of this money.
Yeah, so
because they were going to have those provisions in place that said if you're violent and you committed assault, yada yada yada, you're not eligible for the money. So by removing all of that language, they have in turn made these fools eligible for this money. There's something deeper behind that too, but go ahead, bro.
To me, and I know you never watched Blacklist.
Mm-mm.
And I know it's a horrible analogy for anybody that's watched it because I watched it, I enjoyed it. But he worked with the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
They overlooked a lot of things. He committed crimes. He killed people on the show while actively being an informant for the FBI, giving them cases to work. That's what this is. Like, he signed agreements with the director of the FBI as a CI. That's what this is. We're going to sugarcoat everything so you can advance. It's like when somebody has a record and then they're eligible for expungement. And then, so they can get a better job. Y'all are doing it without them even fucking asking you to do it.
I think there's something else at play here, though. He's buying loyalty. He's buying an army, bro. This is the underlying darkness.
Yeah.
Is that he's buying an army by giving these fools all this money. When I lose in 2028, woo! Hey, y'all, let's go attack. This fool is buying loyalty. He's buying an army. That's what I think this is really about, bro. I really think he's trying to get these fools paid so he can have his own privatized little army. Now, don't get me wrong. They'll get smashed if it come down to it.
Yeah, because the last time that happened.
Yeah. They'll get smashed. 1,500 people are clearly not going to be enough.
Well, hell, half of them are back in jail.
That part too. But I really think this fool is trying to buy loyalty, bro. I really do. But here's the thing, right? And this isn't my idea. I've heard other people saying this. Don Lemon should freaking apply. Georgia Ford should apply. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the DOJ prosecuted us. We didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? what's old girl and her mom that Giuliani owed the money, they should apply. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who was freaking Hunter Biden should apply.
Oh, he should be the first one in line. He should already apply.
Check this out, bro. Kamala Harris should apply.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, y'all definitely went after me. Yeah, anybody who's these idiots have tried to prosecute should freaking apply. Just so they can say no. And then you go, well, why? I thought Todd Blanche said anyone is eligible to apply. So why are you telling me no? When I got a case that's just as good, better, in fact, because these guys were actually convicted of crimes. So if they get the money and I beat my case that the government brought, you got to give me my money, player.
So the reason they did it, and this is what they said, quote, it was partisan propaganda. So they got rid of it.
So the riot didn't happen. So don't believe our lying eyes.
Now,
forget the videos we saw.
This was the full quote. The DOJ leadership publicly stated they removed the info because they considered the past prosecutions partisan propaganda and aimed to reverse the DOJ's weaponization. Now, here's the broader context of that. They were hoping that this got hidden.
My head's going to explode.
Because, they adjusted over 8,000 federal web pages and databases across multiple agencies. Like, they made adjustments. I don't know what those adjustments were, but they made adjustments overnight to over 8,000. So much so that a federal judge actually saved and archived everything to his federal website, like his court's federal website. So you can still find the original shit.
Yeah.
But can you imagine? I'm trying to think of an event that this may get me in trouble. Can you imagine it getting out that the prince in Saudi Arabia said, well, no, those 19 hijackers didn't do that.
Yeah.
Imagine the outrage in this country.
Yeah.
You imagine the outrage in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East in general.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there, obviously, that condemned 9/11.
Yeah.
In the Middle East.
Yeah.
See how stupid that shit sounded to say it out loud?
This is all stupid, bro. I mean, like I said, my head's going to explode.
And I'm going to take it a step further. We can't do the research right now because we're actually recording. And in the background, shots fired near White House. I've never been to D.C. That don't look like that's near the White House. You know how many shots rang out? Because the White House is surrounded by the hood.
Correct.
Always has been.
Correct. Correct. The hood is like right across the street.
Let me say that again. Always has been.
Correct.
Well, what we doing?
Correct.
So now we got the White House on lockdown because a gunshot was fired 3 or 4 blocks away in D.C.
I was about to get us in trouble.
Bro, do you know how bad I just want to leave and go to the Caribbean for like 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
And just stress like it. Every day we wake up, it's something else.
It's not to say that, not to be a conspiracy theorist, but in my opinion, all of this is a way to inflate his importance.
But he's done that his entire life.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. People are trying to kill me. No one's trying to kill you, bro. Knock it off. No one's trying to kill you.
He's been doing this shit his entire life.
It's a way to inflate his importance, and it's also a way for him to pass some dumb, crazy law. Or to try and do the grift. Like we were saying last podcast, how in the hell does an attempt on your life lead to the ballroom being a national security threat? What? In what universe, bro? It's all. Oh, look, I say I don't want to do that on this podcast.
Let me say this, and I'm. It's gonna sound like, well, I guess it is disrespecting the Secret Service. if all of these things are what they are, like let's just say they're all real, it's got to be the worst group of Secret Service agents in the United States history. I've never seen no shit like this. And Ronald Reagan survived an assassination attempt. But you know what I saw? Within half a second, dude was subdued and on the ground.
Did they let Ronald Reagan
They
pose?
injured him, putting him in the damn. They injured Reagan more, putting him in a limo.
Did they let him pose for a picture and scream "fight, fight, fight" 3 times, putting him in plain sight of a sniper's view? I'm just saying.
Most ridiculous.
I'm just saying. I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
Most ridiculous TV production ever.
I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
I say it.
I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
And I'm telling you, and I think I told you back then, right after that shit happened, I think within 10 minutes in our group chat, not you and I group chat, but a different group chat I'm in, the first text was, "There's your new president."
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And he said, "There's your new president. This right here just secured him the election."
I agree. I agree with that 100%. That event 100% won him the presidency. I agree with you 100%. But yeah, we gotta move on, bro, because we will get ourselves in trouble if we continue down this path.
And for people listening, there's no such thing as Trump derangement syndrome. We're just not stupid.
Oh, facts. Show me any doctor that says that that's a real ailment.
We're just not stupid. We've seen this story play our entire lives.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're going to roll into our next segment, which is 5 on the black hand side. And man, I feel like we need a comedy to talk about.
Well, there's certain parts of this movie that were comical, but
okay. All right, y'all. So the movie we chose for this week is 1992's South Central. My brother, take it away.
All right. So, as my brother said, 1992 was released, which was what, our junior year? Well, depending on when it was released. Well, I can't remember what month it was. Directed by Steven Anderson. Something I didn't know. You know who produced this movie? Oliver Stone.
Really? The Oliver Stone. Oh, wow.
Mr. Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, also, it was adapted from, which I didn't know this either, from a Donald Baker's book, the original South Central LA Crips.
Okay.
So the movie, which is, they didn't, we'll get to that. So the main cast, Glenn Plummer as Bobby Johnson. But here's what's funny.
Would have been our senior year, by the way, bro.
Okay. Was it October, November?
September.
Hell, yeah, maybe. Because, we didn't go back to school until like
September 18th.
September 18th. Oh, yeah, we were a couple days in the school.
Yeah.
I found a couple of nicknames for him. Online, they calling him Bobby Badass Johnson. I was like, nah, that's OG Bobby Johnson.
I was about to say it's OG Bobby Johnson all day.
What are you talking about? So Glenn Plummer is OG Bobby Johnson. Christian Coleman is J-Rock. Byron Keith Mims is Ray Ray. Carl Lumbly is Ali. And Loretta Shelby is Carol. I could go on and on, but
Right.
So a brief synopsis of the movie. South Central takes a look at the generational curse of gang violence and the uphill battle for redemption. The story follows OG Bobby Johnson, a young man caught in a self-perpetuating cycle of street life.
Yep.
After receiving a 10-year prison sentence for murdering a rival gang leader on behalf of his friend Ray Ray, Bobby undergoes a massive transformation behind bars. Mentored by a Muslim inmate named Ali, Bobby educates himself, finds peace, and disavows his gang ties. Oh, shoot. Hold up. My screen jumped on me. God bless America. When Bobby is finally released, the streets have only gotten worse. He returns home to find that the cycle he helped build has swallowed his family. His son Jimmy is now a 10-year-old hardened gang member working for Ray Ray, and his child's mother, Carol, is lost. Boy, she was lost. To severe drug addiction.
Yep.
The core of the film is Bobby's desperate fight to pull his son out of the gang life that used to be his own entire identity.
I got mixed feelings about this movie. On one hand, as you were saying about the cycle of inner city youth, the gang violence, and how some people are just born into it, and it's just a trap for them, for lack of a better word. So I get that part of it. I get the initial message. But at the same time, and this is around the same time that Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society and Juice,
Colors.
all of those movies came out. And looking back then, of course, we thought, oh, it's cool, another hood movie.
Oh, it was great.
But now it's just blaxploitation. The same 1970s blaxploitation with all of the Superfly movies and all that stuff. I feel like all of these movies were just blaxploitation or hoodsploitation, to call it another name.
Well, I said in the beginning, Oliver Stone was the producer. That was Oliver Stone producing this movie.
Yeah. And this was the way to break into Hollywood around that time, is to make you a hood movie highlighting the derogatory living circumstances of young Black youths. My issue is this: everyone didn't grow up like this, and often feel like that's the narrative that they try and portray with these type of movies, is just like, this is the typical young Black man's childhood. It's not. It's not. It's just not.
We saw some crazy shit, but the shit that, like, we could get on here and talk about stories for days.
Yeah.
But it was very rare where something so tragic happened when we grew up that it just rocked us to the core. I mean, unfortunately for you and I, you know, junior and senior year, there were things that happened that shaped who we were for the next 10 years of our lives.
For sure.
But occasionally something crazy would happen. You hear about somebody being shot. Like, damn, that's messed up. But it was never a constant.
Right.
Like, we enjoyed our childhood. At least I know you did, but I mean, I know I did. We didn't, somebody would fight every once in a while, but like, this shit here was literally just movies.
And we're not saying that
it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Correct. We are
LA,
not saying, right, we are not saying that it didn't happen. We're just saying that this is not every young Black man's lived experience. In fact, I'm gonna go as far as to say it's not even most Black men's lived experience.
I would say this is probably less than 10 to 15% of all the hoods. Because look, Ice Cube didn't grow up in Beverly Hills. He grew up in South Central Los Angeles, but he grew up in a great home.
2-parent household.
Right. And I think it was his mother or father, somebody worked at UCLA Medical Center. I can't remember what they did. But when he stepped out those doors, the reality of what was going on in the streets was a part of his everyday life.
Right.
However, he didn't have to live the same life that like J-Rock lived in the movie, because when he went home, moms and pops wasn't playing that nonsense.
Right.
Whereas this movie was just, I want to say it was more or less a, hey, this is what can happen type of thing.
And I get the redemption arc.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For OG Bobby Johnson.
Thankfully, it wasn't somebody.
Yeah. I get that, him getting out of jail and, finding out that his ex was strung out and all of that stuff, and trying to go save his son from the gang and save his son from, man, we're skipping so much. We're like damn near skipping to the end. Let's go back. Let's talk about J-Rock.
The haircut or the acting?
The haircut was terrible. The acting was worse.
Thanks, Ray.
Oh my goodness, bro. When he got locked up, Deuce, man, ain't nobody scared of that, man. The acting was so bad from that little fella. I don't know if he's still acting or not. I hope he's worked on his craft, but yeah, the acting was terrible. But yeah, his haircut was just like, man, bro, seriously.
His haircut was worse than old boy from Power Rangers.
It
Black
really,
Ranger.
yeah, it really was.
It was, and look, we quote this movie a lot in everyday life. Like,
Yeah.
I know I do. I'll bring up stuff sometimes, say around the house, and just because it's some of that stuff is funny.
Yeah.
But when I rewatched this, I was like, it's a serious ass movie. Like, this movie
No, it
is
is though.
serious as hell.
It really is.
Like the whole prison thing.
Yeah.
Like interfering and getting Sherm head.
Yeah.
Interfering and saying it's an OG call. That was pretty much his downfall in prison.
Right.
But it brought him to Ali
Right.
to start changing his life around.
Right.
But it made his life a living hell in prison.
Right.
Because he realized that once he stepped up and made that OG call, that the Deuce was like, well, we don't want no Sherm head in the Deuce.
Right.
It's like, damn, they ain't even got my back.
Right.
These Aryans coming after me, but Brother Ali was the one that gave him. Speaking of bad acting, Bubba was horrible. You owe us $15. What? What, Bubba?
So I like that, let's get rid of that tattoo tear off of your face.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I like like
Loco was his name.
Yeah, you think that this is a badge of honor, and you think that this proves your manhood. He's like, all this is a flag to the people in power that you did something terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, get this mess off your face. That's one of the first things we're gonna do. And then he introduced him to read, man, educate yourself. I like that part of it, and I like the fact that when he got out, he's like, this is the first thing I'm gonna do is I gotta go save my son. I gotta go recover my son. So I like that aspect of it. But yeah, just I mean, first of all, what dude was 75 pounds soaking wet. I'm talking about J-Rock. If he was 75 pounds.
With them damn white socks pulled up to his knees with them big ass shoes.
Can you take a shotgun slug to the back and not die?
Buckshot.
I don't know, bro. I don't even know if you could take a buckshot at that age.
At that age. I was about to say, you and I both know somebody who.
Oh no. I'm talking about at that age, bro.
But it was a distance. He was probably about 30 feet away. Because those buckshots, when they spread,
no, sure,
it's like little BB, especially from third. Now, 5-10 feet away, now you done. But that was sad too. Just the visual of a 10-year-old being shot on camera.
No,
is insane.
No, it was insane, and to skip back to the end. This is what OG Bobby Johnson is trying to save him from. So his buddy who helped him start the Deuce, they go in, basically kidnap the man that shot J-Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to get him to get his revenge by killing this man that shot J-Rock. But the most important part is the man wasn't trying. He felt remorseful after shooting him. He just thought he was a regular intruder.
Oh, we forgot to say, he was shot because Ray had him and his homeboys stealing car radios. Which for the younger crowd, that used to happen awful.
Oh man, hey, I didn't had my radio stolen out my car.
That's why,
and my speaker.
If you ever look around and you see old pictures of the 80s and 90s of people carrying their radios in their hands, that's them pullouts, boy. Them pullout radios. Man, good old days.
Yes, sir. So that's it, man. I don't know. I got mixed feelings about this movie. I do. It has some very touching scenes, but then like the acting was bad.
Even the touching scene where he, I'm your father.
Yeah.
At the end, J-Rock embraced him, but his acting chops at that time wasn't even enough to show like, this is my father. He just saved me. Let me hug him and show some emotion.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, all right, now give him a hug. Like the director told him, give him a hug. Oh, hug my father? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It just, now, of course, with Glenn Plummer, he was like,
Glenn Plummer is like a trained actor though.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he got a lot of thug roles at the beginning of his career, he's actually like a really trained actor. Yeah. I've always wondered, would the potato theme work?
What, the silencer?
Yeah.
Mythbusters did that, I think.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Would it work?
It silenced it, but not like that.
Muffled or silenced?
Muffled.
Okay.
Oh no, it ain't gonna silence it. No.
So you will still hear the pop,
Oh, hell
just not as loud.
But I think one of the biggest misconceptions that people have too is that you can hear a silencer.
Well, that's true. That's true. Suppressor, I guess, is the
Yeah.
technical term.
Yeah.
A suppressor.
Yeah, you can still hear it.
It's not a silencer, it's a suppressor, which means that you can still hear it. It suppresses the shot.
Yeah, silencers would be
You don't hear nothing. Yeah.
outlawed like a month.
Right. Right.
Which, you know, remember what movie was that with Steven Seagal with the Jamaicans? And he made that gun, that a flipping rifle with no sound. Marked for death.
No, it is marked for death. I just, oh boy, talk about some bad movies, man.
Horrible ass Jamaican accent.
Man, that I don't want to get sidetracked. Talk about how bad that movie is, man.
I love it though. If it's on, I gotta watch it.
Oh my goodness! Please don't get me sidetracked talking about how bad that movie is, man. So yeah, that's like the crux of the movie is, you know, Glenn OG Bobby Johnson, who goes in with did he take the rap?
Yeah, he got 10 years.
No, I know, but like I'm trying. Never mind. Anyway,
and he went into jail like repping. Like he went to jail like I'm about to run this place.
Yeah.
And then he quickly realized, oh, these people don't give a damn about me in here.
Yeah. Yeah. On the street, they always propped up his name. You know, his boy, me and OG Bobby Johnson, we started this gang. But while he was out there eating, getting paid, doing good, you know, he just used him as cap. But he didn't care nothing about him.
Well, man, look how Ray Ray dressed in the movie. Ray Ray wasn't no hood dude. Ray Ray was cosplaying.
Hey, for real though.
Now, was he a punk? No,
he
was no punk.
Yeah,
that's the damn show.
Yeah,
but Ray Ray was cosplaying as a gangster. He was dressed.
Ray was dressed like Trey and Boys in the Hood.
He sure was. You know who he reminded me of? Arabian Prince from NWA back in the his whole character in that movie, he reminded me of Arabian Prince. Man, that fool dressed just like Arabian Prince.
Man, yeah. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, man. Work today. Yeah, so I'm just I don't know, man. I don't have much else to say about this movie. Like I said, I'm mixed feelings about it. And I was really just like, I'm tired of the hood movies. And I'm still tired of them to this day. To be honest, you want to make me not watch something, make a hood movie.
I would say, though, out of all the ones we've talked about, like we laughed about Menace to Society. We laughed about parts of Boys in the Hood. And Boys in the Hood obviously was serious as hell, especially the ending.
Didn't know that had like Oscar nominations, bro. Didn't know that until like a couple days ago.
Well, remember, Denzel won for Training Day. And Glory.
Yeah.
He didn't win for none of his other great performances.
No, you're right. You're right. Which again is why I say black exploitation or hood exploitation. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, that was it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you want to just rate this thing, man?
Yeah.
I can't give it more.
I'm gonna shock you, so go ahead.
I can't give you more than I can't give it more than a 2. High fives on the black hand side. I said the acting was bad. And like I said, and maybe I was just done at this point, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm off it.
3.5.
Okay.
Here's why. Because it didn't end like a lot of those movies did.
I feel that.
And the fact that I thought that the story compared to, you know, like your Menace to Society, you know, I mean, Jada Pinkett, what? Menace to Society was what, 25, 26? You about to move across the country with a wanted 18-year-old murder suspect?
Right.
What we doing?
It didn't glorify the hood life like the other movies, but I still
just showed the reality.
Yeah.
And you know why this movie got 3.5 too, man? Because it brought so much attention that Scarface made a song about it.
Hey, I was sitting here thinking the whole time that Scarface track was on
I listened to it on the way over here.
Man, that street life was so cold, man. Woo! Woo! Here's something else though while I'm thinking about it. When I was watching this and this thought was roaming through my mind. Not all, but some. So you got guys, and I was just saying that this wasn't every young black man's lived experience, right? So you got guys out here who want to be thugs, pretend thugs, come from a good household, but you want to be a thug. You want to wild out every chance you get. And then you got guys who grew up in those situations who like, man, I'd do anything to switch places with you. I'd do anything to have my dad at the crib with me, and I didn't have to grow up and worry about, am I walking this door, is my mama gonna be smoking crack? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta worry about my mama boyfriend beating me up because they both high on crack. It's just so funny to me how we're just so programmed not to appreciate the good things in life. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't real, which is why I hate keeping it real. I hate that term so much.
I mean,
you ain't real because you didn't live the. Hey, well, I didn't have to though.
Right. I didn't have to. I saw it. I didn't.
Yeah. That don't mean I'm a punk because I didn't live that life, but I didn't have to. My parents worked. Both of my parents worked. I didn't have to. I didn't have to go to bed hungry. And guess what? I'm thankful I didn't have to go to bed hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just trip on the guys who want to live that life like they thugged out, and it's just like, bro, you got it all wrong. Them dudes want to be you. You trying so hard to be them, and they want to be you.
And what's crazy is that the people who rapped about it were rapping to tell you about what was going on. And then after they left the studio, they win $800 steak.
Facts.
But you sitting out here trying to live like the music.
Facts.
When they're not living like that. They're taking care of their families.
Facts.
They're good fathers. All of that stuff.
Right. It's so it is yeah, man. yeah. So you gave it 3.5?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stick with my 2. And that concludes this week's movie review of South Central. Hey, one other thing, bro. You know they tried to make a spinoff series of this with Lawrence Tate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It didn't last very long, but it was so different from the movie. It was kind of like, why did you guys even call this South Central? Like it has nothing to do with the movie. Anyway, we're gonna leave that there for now. That's a discussion for another day, and we're gonna move into our closing monologue. KG, the floor is yours.
Appreciate it. So let's forget the politics for a second. Strip away the red and the blue, and let's just look at the receipts. Let's look at the actual court records and the things this man has said. And I don't need to say who the hell I'm talking about. Has said under oath and in public for 50 years. It is a masterclass in the lifelong grift. It started in the 70s. The Justice Department sued him and his father for violating Fair Housing Act, the Fair Housing Act.
But he ain't racist.
Pulling evidence that their company was actively turning away black and brown renters and marking their applications. You ready? You sitting down? With a C for colored.
But he ain't racist.
In the 70s. By the 80s and 90s, he built his Atlantic City empire by stifling the little guy. Over 250 contractors on the Taj Mahal alone, plumbers, painters, cabinet makers, were financially ruined because he simply refused to pay his bills. When a Native American tribe opened a competing casino, he sat in front of a congressional committee and testified, which I remember this like it was yesterday. They don't look like Indians to me. He tried to erase their heritage just to protect his own damn wallet.
But he's not racist.
He ain't racist. When it suited his tough guy brand, he dropped $85,000 on newspaper ads calling for the execution of the then known Central Park Five. 5 innocent teenagers. And even after DNA evidence completely exonerated them, he refused to apologize.
Because he's not racist.
And the court records, they are bulletproof. He paid $25 million to settle fraud lawsuits for Trump University. A New York judge shut down his own charity, the Trump Foundation, and ordered him to pay $2 million in restitution for illegally using, let me say that one more again, illegally using charitable funds meant for veterans to pay for his own political ambitions.
But I love the troops.
Now, this isn't a partisan spin. It's a 50-year paper trail of a man who will use, bankrupt, and discard anyone, minority renters, working contractors, innocent kids, even charities, just to make a buck. And that's not a political platform. And that's not a political platform. That is a scam.
Facts. You said it all. You said it all. Hey, and you didn't even mention the fact that he still owes E. Jean Carroll her money. Convicted, civilly convicted of rape.
Oh, I know I just did the closing monologue, but I want to go back to something we talked about earlier real quick. When they updated those websites and took out a lot of that stuff, do you know what else they did? Remember, there was over $2 billion in restitution to be paid back to the United States of America. All that's gone now. None of that restitution has to be paid back.
If only we had a Supreme Court.
But I wonder why he did that. $2 billion? What's close to $2 billion that we talked about a few minutes ago?
Yeah.
1776.
Yeah. The grift isn't complicated when you start to look at it. When you pan out and get a broad view, the grift is actually quite simple. It's quite simple, bro. So anyway, y'all, that concludes episode 32 of For the Fam podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in. You can find us on every major streaming platform, including YouTube audio only. I got to give out my homework assignments. If you're new here, thank you for tuning in. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, and then share this with 2 friends. If you've been here for a while, thank you for tuning in. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, and share this with 2 friends.
Like you here every week, what the hell you waiting on? Let's go.
And as you guys share and we get more traction and we continue to grow, we'll get better. We'll get better mics. We'll get better equipment. We can maybe even do this more than once a week. But it's all up to you guys. So if you like this show, if you appreciate our conversations, share us with some friends, turn them on. They might be missing out. This might be something they need to hear. Because we do it for y'all. We do it for the fam, y'all. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it right there. I'm 6 Mil, keeping it trill.
It's your boy KG.
And we'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.